Hey, you came for tonight. We're going to talk about something that my viewer shared, and I want to talk about it and share it with people too. Of course, this is with her permission. So, okay, let's start. I'm a 14-year-old girl, live with my mother and stepfather Richard, which they've been together for 3 years and married for two. Here recently, my stepfather hasn't been doing his chores around the house when he is home, since he traveled for his work, and sadly, Friday night, he started a big fight with my mother, and it started around 10 at night and ended around 2 a.m. From what I heard from my room, Richard doesn't feel respected in the house. Even though he very much is, he also started saying how I'm the reason for majority of the problem. For example, he points out how my room is a mess, which it can be, but isn't all the time. It's only a mess cause I struggle greatly with my mental health. Most times I'm trying my best not to relapse on SH. It means self-harm. He also started telling my mom she isn't doing enough, which is completely false. She does more than he ever has or will. I, I never have trusted him, and this only proves it more. The night it happened, I started shaking, which led me to run to my neighbor's house, and my mother had to calm me down. And I completely avoid Richard now, and he even made my mother break down to tears, which she is very tough, and I hardly ever see her cry. I now stay at our neighbor's house when he comes home, which he's home for at most a week per month. After that fight, my mental health started to decline even further. He also has been started small arguments more often, which led up the night of the big fight. Thank you for caring more than most of my family has. I truly hope the best for you, sir. I hope you have a blessed life. Again, I really appreciate you and I'm grateful I found your channel. Thank you so much for sharing that, for sharing your vulnerability. I know it is not easy, especially like, you know, you struggle at mental health. And I also want to thank you for like for your last message. That you're grateful that you found my channel. Likewise, I am grateful that I could help you. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna turn this off and let's just move this one. So yeah, for a 14-year-old girl, that's really tough, and especially for your mom too, because it's been like just three years of marriage, and just as you put in the message that Richard also blames you for, like, you know, to be honest, this is more of a parent's responsibility, and I wouldn't say normally, but ideally, Richard should love her stepdaughter as much how he loved your mother. Because you are like a bundle package. He cannot love your mother just as she is because she already includes you. So Richard should have, you know, made more effort onto that. But we're not gonna talk about like what's better, what's not, because in reality, this is what's happening. Your mental health, yeah, is going down, and the fights are not stopping, and you're also doing self harm, which is, you know, no words can express. So before that, I just want to share that, like, for self harming, some people might not understand why other people do it. So the emotion they feel is so intense that they do self harm. For like, for example, hate. If you hate yourself so much that harming yourself actually, you know, not really feel good, but the pain transfer from your heart to your skin or to whatever whatever kind of self harm you're doing. So that's one point of why people do that. It is not to like act cool or something. I just wanna say that first. Then I noticed on your messages that you didn't really ask for like advice and you just like vented out, and you wanted to be heard. You wanted to have some outlet. So yeah, I will respect that. So from here on, what I'm gonna say is more on like my opinion, how you should like tackle this problem and go on with your life. Well, it's gonna be an advice, but in the end, it's you. It's you are in control. So first, let's say this is your mother and this is Richard. Before mother met Richard, her life might be like, let's say, just going like this. So, something very random. Then Richard might be going like this. This is his life, this is your mother's life. Now when they met and married, now this one's gonna clash. Because the action is very different, the way they live is very different. So the way they think is very different. It's gonna be like this one. So imagine if they married with these clashing thoughts, clashing ideas. It's going to be there's going to be a fight, right? Because this is like total opposite. This one's going down, this one's going sideways, right? And they married now for 3 years. At first, because like let's say first 1 year, 2 years, they're just like getting to know each other, and so you don't really like show what you think just yet. But when you get like accustomed to life, accustomed to her doing what she do and doing what Richard wants, so they're bound to like to see the weaknesses or mistakes of other people. So right now, I think that's what's happening. And if I remember correctly, you also said that Richard doesn't feel appreciated. I think uh, he might be a type of person that wants to be more on vocal thing. I am just assuming that he's a word of affirmation type, like his his love language. So yeah, that's what I want to you to realize why the thing right now is happening, and just basically why you don't trust him, because first he is a stranger and now things gone bad that made you be reluctant to him more. Then the second thing I want to talk about is let's say home. Home. Wait on. Let's say this is the roof of your home. This is the house. Home is not really a place. It doesn't have a roof. It doesn't have a kitchen. It doesn't have a toilet. Home is actually a person. So for yourself, I think home is your mother. You can, live to other places, but you wouldn't be really feel at home unless that you live with your mother. And right now, your home is not really safe and peaceful, so you have to live with your neighbors. So basically, your home doesn't feel like home right now. I just want to say that I'm glad you have a place to run into, and your neighbors are very kind people. But I want you to listen and hear me out. What you guys doing right now is a short-term solution. What do I mean by short-term solution? It's not gonna be 1 year long, 2 years, 10 years, because your neighbor also have, their family. They also have like expenses and stuff. They also have their own problems. So right now, the solution you guys found is like very short term, and it's not gonna change the main problem, which is your mother and Richard stepfather fighting. When they're fighting, I doubt you can do much, to be honest, because it is a, let's say, adult fight. You're a teenager now, so you can also like read the atmosphere, and you already know the situation. So there are like fights that we cannot like intrude, and I think you also know that. So if you're going to ask me if this one is just short-term solution, what is the long-term one? I have a solution in mind, but it's not gonna be easy, and it's gonna be a tough, long way of solving things. But I think it's gonna change you, a support person, maybe much happier person, maybe mental health might go better, but ultimately it's gonna be your decision, your action, your beliefs, if you can truly acknowledge it. So my long-term solution is to teach them kindness and love. Then what do you mean? What do I mean by that? Like Richard says, he doesn't feel acknowledged, or he doesn't feel gratefulness. And you said that's not true. But I just want you to say, even if your mother and you are grateful to his hard work, I think it doesn't mean to him unless you show or speak to speak up. Just like how you're talking to me, like gratefulness and have a blessed time. I know you are a good person because of that, and I know you are someone who can really appreciate good people. And I know you might have fear or hate, scared to your stepfather, but I want you to have like an open-minded thoughts of it here. When I say open-minded, I want you to put the hate on the side for a while. Just like when Richard married your mother, you are included. And and likewise, because your mother loved Richard, you are also included there. Because your mother's happiness, she found it on Richard at first. Then things might not just gone for good, but still, that's the fact that your mother loved Richard. That's why they married too, right? So, so what I want to say here is, you as a daughter of your mother, I want you to, if you can, show love and kindness and support, basically, to the person he chose, which is Richard. And we can argue like, why would you do that? He only brings like, you know, toxicity in the house. But right now, your current situation is like that. It's right now. You're living with him a week for a month, but still, he's going to come back there every month. And if you like continue hating a person, l- um, let not, let's just say not a person. Let's say this is your world, right? And you hated fear fights. You hated fear heights. You're scared of it. Now your world is going to get smaller. Why? Because roller coaster or mountain climbing, trekking, airplane, it's not gonna be your thing, right? So even going up in a, let's say, like a tower, Tokyo Tower, Eiffel Tower, whatever. So there's a limit on your space. It's gonna get smaller. And let's say you hated cheese. Now it's gonna get more smaller. That's because there's a lot of food with cheese, hamburgers. You can remove it. You can ask for remove it and have a plain burger. But still, there's a lot of food with cheese. And cheese is made of milk, so you might also have hated milk. That's gonna get smaller again. So when you hated things, your world gets smaller, your space much get tighter. Just like when you right now you hated what's happening in your home, that's why you moved to your neighbor, right? So your space shrinked. Now let's talk about what you love. Now let's say you love cheese. Now there's pizza, pasta, now milk, like let's just say pure cheese or whatever more. Now when you love things, your world spreads. Let's say you still fear fear of heights. You still have fear of heights, but you're fine with airplanes. You love riding an airplane because you can go to other countries. Now that's love. It's gonna expand again. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is when you hate things, your world gets smaller, and when you love things, it spreads. It's, it also affected other people, you know. And I know it is not easy. It is not easy to to be kind, to show love to someone you hate or fear. But if you don't do that, then you're forever going to leave whenever Richard comes. Then when stepfather leaves, you go back. It's gonna be like never ending situation. And I'm not saying this because like I don't want to be biased on you. Because right now all I can know is the stories you have, not your mother, not Richard. But still, if possible, I want the best for you. I want you to like learn little by little to show them love. Your your mother, your neighbor, then maybe Richard. Then maybe the time comes that your home can finally be, at peace and a warm, not a cold one, you know, not a war. And how are you going to do that? If you ask me, for example, on your neighbor right now, you're living right now, if you wanted to like show your appreciation, your kindness, you're going to say like, "Oh, let me wash the dishes. Oh, do you want some drinks? Or do you want ice with your water? Can I help with anything? Studies, this and that, laundry, you know." If you say those kind of things, your neighbors will feel like thankful for that, right? They're going to feel your gratefulness. So you are not just like, let's say, if you live with your neighbors and you do nothing, no, the neighbor's gonna think that you're not doing now nothing and just a space in their place. So when they think of that, that is a negative one. That is like hating, uh, brewing up. It's like you're cooking hate when you do that. But when you do the things like, I don't know what's the neighbor's name, but let's say just sister. Sister, thank you for this warm bed. Cozy, it is so cozy, and I slept at night like peacefully, something like that. And or maybe even saying, "I'm sorry for this trouble, and I'm always grateful with you giving me space over here, give, giving me a peace." So something, those words sound so simple, but it shows kindness and love and gratefulness. So when you come home, let's say you told your mom that, "Mom, can I help you with dishes? Mm, Do you need help to anything else? Want me to do the laundry, or like maybe even teach me how to do the laundry, or teach me how to cook, mom?" Something like that. So it's strengthening your bond, and she will feel like thankful for your effort, even if normally you're not doing that. Let's say you're not doing that, and in a situation that, oh, you're already doing this, like washing dishes, doing laundry. Let's just say it's became like a responsibility in your house that you have to do that. I think it is still nice to voice it out, like, "Mom, I'm gonna do the dishes. Mm, do you need to like need something more or something like that? Or I'm gonna do the laundry. Are you going to put something else? Do you still have things left to wash?" So when you say those kind of things, uh, you are asking for what your mother wants, what your mother feel. So she feel included to your decision. And those kind of actions leads to like gratefulness, love, and kindness. So, if possible, I also want you to do that to Richard. I know you might. No, no, you might say no, no thanks. But I promise you, your world is going to change once you learn that people who felt love really do change their their attitude towards you. You don't have to like go overboard. Let's say you don't have to say good morning, good evening, good night. You don't have to do that. You don't have to like welcome home. But what you can do is like think of Richard as a tired person. Like let's say a homeless man. He's a homeless man who is tired and needed some sleep or needed some place to rest. What you are going to do to help that other person? Of course, you're going to give him water, right? Let's say food. Gonna give him food. But when so in that case, you try to understand what is Richard feeling? What is the homeless feeling? And he has not been home for like 3 weeks, for a month, and we don't know if he is resting that well in that place or just stress building up, and when he get home he doesn't get that rest, and that's why they blew up. So the stress blew up and become like a big argument. So so when I said like open, I want you to have an open mind is try to think. I know you are having too much just to yourself. I know having a mental health and depression, it's very hard. I've been to that. I've overcome it, and I hope everyone's do. But that's not the case. It's gonna be like situation per situation. So still, so far from what you told me, that is one of the biggest reason why you're depressed and mental health is not going well. So let's go back to the feeling what Richard felt. Now, you gave him water, you gave him food. Now, he will feel grateful, right? A homeless person will feel grateful for having a food, for having a water, for having a roof to sleep. There's no way that a person doesn't feel grateful for it. Now, for Richard's case, your home is his home. So he will not feel grateful for that. It's more of like a normal thing, like something that you should do, giving him food, giving him water. Now, how can you like turn this into something like kindness and love? Let's just say Richard went home. He came from work tired. Now you ask him, uh, what do you want to drink? Do you want water? If it said yes, then you ask with ice. Do you want with ice? They said yes, then you give it to him. So, why this simple action spreads kindness and love? First of all, you question how it's doing. So by asking, are you dehydrated? Like, do you need water? You you are curious if he is tired and needs some water. And he said yes. Now he felt you're concerned. Now you ask if with ice or not. Because now you're checking what his preference is. And if it said yes, then you give it, then it's done. The love and kindness already bounces down. So with those kind of action, you're not just making people feel grateful. You are also feel warm and fuzzy. Like helping other few people makes you happy, not in a smile way, not in a fun way, but makes you happy, like warm at heart, right? That might be a too much to ask for you, and I'm not rushing you to do that. But if possible, try it with your like teacher, students, classmates, friends, neighbors, mother. Try to experiment it and look at how they felt and look how you feel doing such actions. And I'm telling you, once you learned that your hating becomes love, it's gonna change the world you see right now. And I'm saying this to you as a person because some people will think you're too young, not too old enough to do some responsibilities. But I say, you are a person who can change things just by sharing love, sharing kindness, sharing peace. Uh, Now that I've said change, I just want you, I just want to make it clear to you that change happened if the person itself wanted it. So, if you want Richard to be become like a good person or a calm person, that's not gonna happen. R- Richard, stepfather himself, should re- should realize that and wanted to change himself for much better. You cannot force other people to change. And yeah, that's basically impossible. You have no control with other people's thoughts, their actions, what they take pride in. There's no way to change them. Even like doctors, like let's say there's a patient that drink too much alcohol. Now the doctor said he should stop drinking alcohol, but he did not. After going home, he still drinks alcohol because the one who needs to change or the one who needs to do this decision is the person himself or herself. So even though, let's say you've done like sharing your love, sharing your peace, there is a possibility that's only slight thing could change. because in the end, that is another person. He lives this way. He moves this way, and you cannot like force it to stop. If you force it to stop, you need more force to hold, and he will retaliate more. Like this one, it's just pain to each other. So don't ever think like forcing someone to change. You can only change you. You can only change your actions. And sharing love and peace can change other people, but you know, not the way that they are forced into, like an order, you know. Let's just say you ask your father for help, and you, or let's say your mother asked father for help, and she told him, go wash the dishes. No, go wash the dishes. Feels like an order and feels like an with no respect, right? But let's just change the words a little bit. Richard, uh, when you're done doing what you need to do, can you wash the dishes, please? Now this one feels like not an order, but a request, right? So if he said yes, then that way it's Richard action because he accepted the request. Now when he washes the dishes, it is his own decision, right? Because he said yes. That is his decision to wash the dishes, not because your mother ordered to. Your mother just requested and he accepted and washes the dishes. So when just changing words, you can change the intention, you can change the love. So I think in your scenario, your life going through right now, the life is teaching you how to do that. So the problem, the life giving you, and I think that is the solution, is showing how love, peace, and changing like the terms. When you're having a request or you need some help, we also do this like let's say ordering in a cashier. Can I have some burger, please? We do that like normally, you know. But if you say like, can you give me that burger? Can I have this one? No, you act with like authority. And when you act like with authority, what do others feel? Now they have to feel. They have to defend themselves because they feel you're attacking them when you are ordering up. Even though it is their work, you still gonna, you know, think that they are a person with emotion, a person with problems. We don't know what they're going through with to their life, and you came there and like acted like, oh, give me that, give me that burger right now, something like that. So yeah, basically, so I'm just gonna summarize everything I said to you. So fear lessens the room for you, the world lessens for you, and with love, it's open up. You have more space to walk into. You have more space for your, let's say, creativity, more space to fail, let's say. Oh, and one more thing, yeah, you say your room is a mess every now and then because of your mental health. That is totally understandable. You are not lazy. It is just when you have problem with mental health, it is so exhausting, and it is so exhausting that you cannot do anything physically. Even though, let's say, you're not doing nothing, you just slept all day, and still, couldn't clean your house. It's not because you're lazy. It's just because of your mental health. And I don't want you to like think for yourself that you are a bad person or someone who is just lazy or something negative. It happens for a reason. And I know you can clean your room. So yeah, that's all thing I want to say to you. So fear limiting what you can do and love spreads. Then your neighbor is just a short-term solution, and the long-term is having a way to have a peace with Richard and your mother. And I'm telling you, they're still going to fight. They're going to fight more. It's just normal. And what is not normal is when it becomes physical abuse. That is something that I hope it won't happen. But what's normal is just two people clashing thoughts of, of what they think is right, what is thinks right. It's just clash, clash, clash. And and I hope you become the person who can like teach your mom how to love, how to peace, kindness. Then you show it to Richard too, and maybe somehow your fear lessens, what you think of him change. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna take like a 1 day thing. It's gonna be hard work. But still, I hope you try to do that, even with just friends, teachers, strangers, neighbors. Because I know you can. And I believe in you, and you are already doing that to me. And I am grateful to have you as a viewer. I'm thankful for you sharing your vulnerabilities with me, for trusting, allowing me to make a video out of it. Because I could like say some bad things and makes you worse, but you trusted me. That's why I'm giving my all to make you understand and make you also feel you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And as you can see, I'm not biased on you because I want you to have peace, full home. And I don't want to say like, tell your mom to leave Richard. I don't want to do that because that is gonna create more hatefulness and that is gonna create more conflict. And for me, that's not ideal for you. That's why I'm just telling you, giving you clarity. What can a 14-year-old do? What kind of life do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? And if what I said aligned to yours, I hope you try to give love a little bit, just a little bit, Richard. Just something that you're comfortable with. I'm not asking for like too much, just a little bit of concern, just a little bit of appreciation. Just like saying, "Oh, I know you're tired from work, but you don't have to. Just your own thing. Do your own thing. Do your own words. Because if you copied mine, that's gonna be me, not you. And I want you to be you, of how you love, how you how you think. But yeah, there's nothing more I can say. And thank you again for coming over here. It's been like 50 minutes, and thank you for sharing. And I hope it's been a help for you. And that's all. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a blessed time. And I believe in you. I really do. I believe in you. You can do this. You can overcome this. There's something you need to learn on this problem. And I can already see that you're learning to it, but you are might not be conscious about it. Okay, I can already see it. Just like how you showing it to me. So yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna put the link below again for people who want to like vent up or share something. And yeah, I'm gonna react into the video. There's no pressure. You don't have to put your name on it. Or if you need advice privately, I can you can just put your email and I will reply to it. So that's all. Have a great day. Have a blessed time. Thank you.